Hello, I am Michelle Crum, a Regional Risk Manager for ProAssurance. Increasingly, patients are asking to review their medical records. According to the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA, patients have the right to have access to the designated record set. A designated record set is defined as a group of records maintained by or for a covered entity such as your practice, that is, the medical records and billing records about individuals maintained by or for a healthcare provider. For purposes of this video, the term record means any item, collection, or grouping of information that includes protected health information and is maintained, collected, used, or disseminated by or for your practice. Under HIPAA rules, a patient has the right to have an amendment added to their record in a designated record set for as long as the information is maintained within the record set. If you have the records per your medical records retention policy, an amendment can be made. As a provider, you have the right to deny a patient's request to amend the record if any of the following conditions exist. Number 1, you or your practice did not create the note in question. You cannot change another practice's note. Number 2, it is not part of the designated record set. This is why it is best to have a policy to state what records are included in the designated medical record. Number 3, the information documented is accurate and complete. The easiest way to operationalize this process is to start with a patient putting the request in writing, either free-handed or on a form specific to a patient request for medical record amendment. It is important to know the reason why the request has been made and what change is expected. You and your practice have 60 days after the receipt of the request from the patient to respond to the request. If you cannot meet the 60-day requirement, you are permitted one extension of 30 days, and you must notify the patient of the extension in writing and include the date you commit to have the records to the patient. If you agree to the requested amendment in whole or in part, it is expected that you will make the adjustment in the record. If you are denying the change in whole or in part, a written statement must be supplied to the patient with the basis for your denial. Should the patient disagree with your denial, they may write a statement indicating which parts they disagree with. You, as the provider, may write a rebuttal statement. All items in the amendment process remain part of the medical record. These items would be included should there be a future request for the medical records. The patient has the right to have the corrected medical records sent to those who have received the records prior to the change, and it is expected that your practice will make a reasonable attempt to do so. Patients have the right for their medical record to be complete and factual. If a request is made to the provider for an amendment to the record, be sure to review and consider what the patient is asking for, and if a change is not made, confirm in writing the reasons to the patient.